I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this beautiful shiny card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website. You'll be able to click the links for the products to be taken to my online store. You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. Stampin' Up! Just released this special variety bundle. In this bundle you'll get 2 stamp sets, Quite Curvy and Curvy Christmas. And there's the Curvy dies that coordinate with both. And there's a pack of 6x6 designer series paper. This paper is classic Christmas with the shaded spruce and the cherry cobbler. It also has Sahara sand in it. And it does have these Christmas trees and these little sprigs of evergreen. But if you look really closely, it's also got patterns that will work all year long. You'll get all 4 of these together in this variety bundle. The Curvy Christmas stamp set and the classic Christmas paper are only available during this promotion and while supplies last. The Curvy dies and the Quite Curvy stamp set are going to be in the new mini catalog that will be coming out in January, so you can get it early. My cardstock is shaded spruce that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. 2 sheets of Whisper White that are 4 by 5 1/4. A piece of the champagne foil that is 1.5 by 5 1/4. And a piece of the designer series paper that's the same size. And this designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. I use this shimmery gray granite ribbon, which I think looks nice on this card, but it is right on this Sahara sand, and though they both have kind of a tan gray color to them, they are not the same. So you may choose a different ribbon. On the links I put this crinkly seam binding ribbon, which would look pretty. I also have this card sample. I don't have a lot of this silver trimmed ribbon, but this would look pretty with it too. You might want to swap out the champagne foil for silver foil. And there is also this Snowflake Splendor ribbon that I don't have any of it, but I think it would look pretty on this too. I also have some of these snowflake sequins, which are very sparkly and have some the stars. You could probably use the clear rhinestones on this as well. And my ink is shaded spruce and Sahara sand. I brought in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to start off by cutting the designer series paper and the foil. I'm going to start off by stacking the foil and this designer series paper up together, and I'm using this die. And look carefully at this die. There is one side with a kind of an edge to it, a raised edge. This is the cutting side, and this side does not cut, so it cuts the dots and just one side of this. And I do want to run these through the long way. So I want that cutting edge right on the edge of the designer series paper and the foil. We're going to use the same die on this designer series paper, and we want to have it kind of in the same position. So I'm putting it right on the edge, and I've got the third hole has a bit of designer series paper right at the edge. So I'm covering that up. and rolling that through. Now the machine is really designed to only cut one layer, but with the Designer Series paper and with this new machine, I think we can get away with it. I didn't cut them together on my sample, but I'm pretty, yep, worked perfectly. So we know that those are going to be matching. You will get a little bit of this fine confetti. And so on the green piece, we want to have that die position in the same way. And so on the third dot, and we'll roll this one through. The next thing I want to do is adhere the Designer Series paper to the foil. When I put the DSP on the foil layer, I want to have just a little bit of edge of the foil, and I'm putting the holes of the DSP right above the holes on the foil. It's just a fine edge of foil underneath and foil peeking through. Now you might need to trim it just a tad. And there will be a little edge here, and I don't know if you want to trim that or not. I don't think I'm going to. Next I'm going to just place these on here. I'm not adhering them just yet, but I just want to place these on here for positioning. And I'm stamping, I'm going to make sure and get this arranged. When you put this on your block, you can adjust the curve. So in this case, it's a little bit low here, so maybe I'll move this up just a little bit. See, it's long and narrow enough so that you can kind of bend it around to fit the way you want it. If you wanted to draw a little mark with a pencil, you could. And then we want to put the greeting on the bottom, right over the shaded spruce, and also using the shaded spruce ink. So now I can adhere the Designer Series paper down. And I also think I want to stamp the stars on that swirl on the envelope. I think maybe on the back flap. And also on the inside of the card. This ribbon is 11 inches long, and I am just going to tie a knot kind of in the air here. You can tie a knot around like a D block. If you pull one side of the ribbon and then the other, sometimes you can get a better look. I want the knot about here, so I'm pulling this over to the card with enough to go around the back. And that should be plenty. And I'm just wrapping this, maybe I'll put it a little higher. So I'm just wrapping this around the back. And you can add a little glue dot here if your knot is not staying where you want it. knots can be knotty that way. You could put this layer on with dimensionals if you like. You could also use dimensionals on either of those layers or both. So I'm putting this on the card front. And I'm putting my inside on the inside. Now I want to add a little sparkle. Here's where you might want to use the clear rhinestones. I'm just adding just a dot, and this is probably too much of the adhesive, and you could use the fine tip glue pen if you'd prefer. If you give this a little bit of time to dry and start to turn clear, you will have less squishing out. And I got impatient. I probably should give it some more time. It will start to kind of turn clear. I just want you to see a close-up of all the choices. We've got stars, and we've got silver circles, and we have these kind of cupped shimmery iridescent ones. Did I mention the snowflakes? There's snowflakes in here too. And any of these would look pretty on this card. And I'm just picking up a tiny bit of adhesive and putting a star. And you don't really want to put these stars directly over. You want to have them a little bit offset so that stamped stars show through. And there it is. You could put some more sequins on the inside too, I think, if you want. And there's the envelope. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Also on my website, you'll find a shop button. Under shop, you'll find products from Bev, shopping strategies, frequent shopper points, a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! When you click products from Bev, you'll find information about sharing my current products notebook in Evernote, and taggers. I started making taggers when all of those layering shapes came out, and it was so hard for me to figure out which one I used and how to tell somebody else which one I used. So I made taggers. Each tagger has the name of the dies, the item number, how many in the set, and each tagger has the size of that shape. I also sell my cardstock sampler, fine tip glue pen replacement tips, and large and small reclosable bags that I use for designer series paper, both the 6x6 and the 12x12. And I have a link for my friend's bow maker. Under inspiration, you can scroll my projects, look at the latest post, find out about the basics, which I've designed especially for new stampers, and techie tips. Under Getting Organized, you'll find links to stamp case slips, product labels, large labels, case inserts, ink refill cases, lots of coloring tools, stamp pad storage that you can make for yourself for practically no money, catalog tabs, a quick reference, and a wish list with the catalog index, directions for my basic toolkit to go and my compact desktop toolbox. I have so many people looking for my Evernote current products notebook that I have a new tab just for that. You can find out how to share my searchable catalog. And if you're interested in joining my team, you can go to SIP Together and you can find out how to join my team so that you can either save money or make money. Almost all of those resources are free. More organization means more time for crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.